May I come in, sir? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Please have your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Ayan Jain,
Yes, sir.
briefly tell about you.
Yes, sir. So my name is Ayan Jain. I was born in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. I have done my schooling from Sanskriti School, New Delhi, and my graduation in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi. In my free time, I enjoy playing chess.
Okay, you are already IPS?
Yes,
selected
sir.
for that? Are you undergoing training or you have taken exemption from that?
Sir, I have taken the extraordinary leave.
Okay, extraordinary. You have joined the training.
No, sir, I joined IPS, but then took leave.
Okay, you are under leave. Okay, so very first general question. Your father was also IPS?
Yes, sir.
You also got IPS?
Yes, sir.
Still you prefer to be IAS and even IFS also.
Yes, sir.
Are there reasons for that?
Sir, I am certainly extremely happy with IPS also.
Yeah.
I feel, sir, IAS and IFS would allow me to work more directly in developmental activities and also areas of my interest, especially in IAS, for example, education, and the diversity would be greater. That is why I have opted for them, sir. Otherwise, I am extremely happy, sir.
Okay, I will first go for IPS vis-a-vis IFS.
Yes, sir.
You just impress me how you find that IFS will give you a better career option.
Sir, it may not be a better career option. Certainly, IPS is also an excellent career. Sir, I also took into account my own areas of interest. Sir, if I talk about the foreign service, so the role of diplomacy, in my opinion, has increased significantly. Also, looking at the fact that India is now a rising power and amongst the most important countries in the world, IFS presents many opportunities to contribute to India, whether through increasing our economic capabilities or through technology transfer. So I believe I can contribute to welfare in a more direct manner. Certainly, sir, role of IPS is also extremely important.
And IAS vis-a-vis IPS?
Yes, sir. Sir, in IAS, the primary driver for me is the nature of the work, whether it is the implementation of the schemes or working in diverse areas, and again in developmental activities in a direct manner. For example, sir, implementing government schemes for educations or for tribals, that is an area I would like to work in, sir.
Whether you have been allotted your cadre?
Not yet.
Not yet, because you are on leave. Suppose in IPS you get your home cadre, Madhya Pradesh, and in IAS you get any cadre of the Northeast, maybe Manipur. What you will prefer?
Sir, I would certainly prefer IAS. Sir, I would happily work in any part of India. And to me, the nature of the work and the job profile is my priority over the area of work. I would in fact look at it as an opportunity, sir.
But I have seen a person, my personal experience, once one IPS officer of a particular cadre joined IAS, then again he reverted back to the IPS.
Certainly, sir, different people may have different priorities.
Okay, but you will stick to the IAS. Right?
Yes, sir.
You will stick to the IAS. Okay, in IPS, your father was also IPS.
Yes.
He was DG training. Which institute he was handling as a training?
Sir, no specific institute. Sir, the overall special DG of training, sir. The police training institutions and colleges.
Achha, in the state government?
Yes, sir.
In his cadre. Okay. Okay, now you just tell me, you have heard about this new train which has been started from Ayodhya?
So new train?
A new train which has been announced from Ayodhya, that is Amritkal Express.
Sorry, sir, must have slipped. Sir, last few days, current affairs, I was not able to go through.
Okay, you have not heard about this Amritkal Express.
Very sorry.
Okay. Now, you just tell me about the different aspects of tourism and potential of India, which is in the emerging tourism sector.
Yes, sir. Sir, there are multiple aspects to tourism. For example, medical tourism, religious tourism, wildlife tourism. So there are also many dimensions. For example, experience-based tourism or archaeological sightseeing, So there are important considerations such as safety, convenience, economy, and sir, India has immense potential. Sir, whether we talk about religious tourism, which is a huge opportunity, so we have immense potential in improving our infrastructure, in increasing our branding, specifically through word of mouth factor, and also sir in ensuring safety, especially for single women who may want to travel, and we can advertise all our tourist spots in a more comprehensive manner in multiple languages and in social media and other platforms, sir.
Which are the other countries where the religious tourism is the main attraction of tourism?
Sir, I believe in South Asia, some Buddhist countries have a lot of religious tourism, sir, such as Thailand and Malaysia, sir.
Okay.
But sir, I will check more on this.
Okay.
And Vatican City?
Very sorry, sir.
Vatican City?
Yes, sir. The church, sir.
Vatican City, Rome.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when the Lakshadweep is in lot of news there. Which are the other islands which you think are having a great potential for tourism?
Sir, within Lakshadweep or?
Within India.
Yes. Certainly, sir, the Andaman Islands, the Nicobar Islands are also there, and Lakshadweep itself has huge potential, sir.
Okay. How many islands are there in India?
Sorry, sir, there are, I think, 1,000+ islands, but island groups are majorly these two, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, I will check again.
How many states are having the islands?
Sir, small islands are present in various states. For example, on Brahmaputra, we had an island called Manjuli, which was under threat of submersion.
That is a river island. That is not
Yes.
categorized as island as such.
Very sorry, sir.
Yeah.
I will have to check. Sorry, sir.
Okay. You have talked about the Majuli. Do you have any specific knowledge about the Majuli?
Sorry, sir.
Knowledge about the Majuli?
Not in depth.
What
sir.
for it is famous?
Sir, I've only heard about it being under the threat of submergence due to the Brahmaputra, sir.
Okay. Now, when you have mentioned about the Majuli, I will like to know your views about the recent problem which is being faced in Manipur. What is the main reason and what is the solution?
Yes. So the ethnic conflict has taken a violent turn in Manipur due to the two major communities, the Meitei and the Kukus. Sir, there has been Cookies. I'm very sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, there has been a demand for scheduled tribe status for the Meiteis, and second, sir, is the division of land between the Cookies and Meiteis. That has caused many problems, sir. Recently, there were very horrible videos released regarding women being paraded, and this has taken an uncontrolled violent turn, sir. The solutions, sir, are certainly strict police action in the short term, and in the long term, we have to build a social cohesion between the two communities to prevent any such events in the future, sir.
What was the immediate trigger for this ethnic violence or clash?
Sir, if I recall correctly, it was the High Court's recommendation to recommend the Meiteis for the scheduled tribe status, sir. But I will check, sir, if there was another, sir. I may not recall exactly.
High Court recommended for ST status to the Meiteis. What was the exact recommendation of the High Court?
So the High Court had told the state government to give the Meiteis as the recommendation of Meiteis being given scheduled tribe status.
It was slightly this thing. They asked the state government to send the proposal to the central government.
Yes.
Because the High Court can't give the ST status.
Yes. Sorry,
It
sir.
has to
I
be
articulated wrongly, sir.
What is the latest position about that?
Sir, I think it has not yet been completed, sir, but I will check again, sir.
You'll have to again check. Okay. Now you tell me that we are targeting for 5 trillion economy. At present, what is the size of our economy?
Sir, it is around 3.7 trillion, sir.
It is about 3.7 trillion. In purchase PPP, purchase parity, how much trillion it makes?
Sir, I'm aware that we are the third highest by PPP, but I'm not aware of the value, sorry, sir.
And as per the per capita GDP, what is our place?
Sir, we are extremely low, sir. I'm not sure of the exact rank, sorry.
So at present, when we talk about the per capita GDP, we are very low. And when we talk about the national GDP as this thing, we are at a very high ranking. So our population is a problem or it is beneficial for us? It is our strength or our weakness?
Sir, population is certainly our strength, but due to our historic constraints and limitations, we have not yet been able to harness the population and not been able to cater to the population. But sir, now we are working towards building human capital, and we will see the outcomes also in terms of much higher growth and a much higher per capita income also, sir.
Suppose this income inequality is increasing so much. If we are having only the higher income bracket in India, so our GDP as well as the per capita GDP will be very high.
Yes, sir. Sir, inclusive growth has been a push for the government. Sir, while it is true that having good statistics such as per capita income and high GDP are important, but sir, the ground realities are also important. Sir, we are more focused on economic growth so that eventually we can push more for welfare of people also. And right now we may have low per capita income, sir, but I believe something that we have to accept and we have to work towards. Sir, this solution may not be viable in that way.
Suppose our per capita income is very low and you, after suppose qualifying and you are DM, you are appointed as a DM in one district where there is a poverty, full of poverty. But you want to bring in feel-good factor. How you will try to bring in feel-good factor when the people are very poor of the district?
Sir, I believe cultural factors can play a role in this. Sir, involving people together in sports or in festivals, in cultural activities, which may not require a lot of funds, but which bring the people together, valuing their heritage, this will certainly bring a sense of pride and a feel-good factor, sir.
What are the factors which bring in a feel-good factor? What are the different constituents of it? How you will feel yourself happy, good? What are the different constituents of it?
Yes, sir. Sir, one would certainly be the physiological factors, that adequate food is available to all the people, security is there. And secondly, sir, a social factor would also be there. When people are interconnected with each other, they are having good relationships, their mental well-being and health is good. And thirdly, sir, I would say that when the people themselves are having a high self-esteem and a feeling of pride, whether about themselves, their background or their area, that would make them feel fulfilled and happy, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Ayan, what is the meaning of Ayan?
Sir, it means eternal bliss.
Eternal bliss. Oh, beautiful. Ayan, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Can you share?
Yes. Sir, one strength I would say is my analytic nature, my ability to analyze things. Secondly, sir, I tend to get along well with people. Thirdly, sir, I would say high emotional intelligence, sir. I'm able to regulate my emotions in high pressure situations, sir. When it comes to weaknesses, sir, one I would say sometimes I focus too much on one area, sir. For example, my civil services examination prep, I undermined health to some extent. Secondly, sir, sometimes I am too hard on myself and take discipline to an extreme extent, sir.
Okay, fair enough. What are the top 5 soft skills that an IAS officer should possess? You rate them 1 to 5.
Sir, could I take a moment to prioritize?
Please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, first I would say is listening to the people. Sir, being able to communicate with them in both directions is important. And first is to understand their problems. Second, sir, is articulation, to coordinate with the different departments, to work with the subordinates. Thirdly, sir, being able to inspire others, whether it is the workforce or the people. Fourth, sir, ability to generate trust within the community or towards government. And fifth, sir, managing reputation. Often government or district officials are not praised or they do not have a good reputation. Managing this is also very important, sir.
What do you mean by empathy?
Sir, empathy is the ability to understand other people's problems from a first-hand perspective, as if stepping in their shoes.
How you rate it as a soft skill?
Uh,
And IOSA should
yes.
possess.
Yes, certainly, sir. It's extremely important along with compassion, sir.
But you missed it out.
Sorry, sir. I did not think I should put it in soft skills, but
Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay. Budget this year will be interim budget. Why?
Sir, because it is an election year, sir.
What is the difference between a vote on account and the interim budget?
Sir, I'm not able to recall immediately, sir. I have heard of the difference. Very sorry, sir.
Do you word recently government has coined a word GYAN, GYAN. Can you elaborate on that?
Very sorry, sir. I had heard about it, but I will have to revisit, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Anthony. Recently, IMF has warned India for its rising debt.
Very sorry. Sir.
IMF
Yes.
has warned India for its rising debt. So, do you think this aggressive borrowing policy of the present government will sustain in the long run?
Sir, while it is true that IMF has raised concerns, but as per the Indian government, we have high debt sustainability, sir, and we are not over borrowing. Also, sir, for our country and for meeting our welfare needs, borrowing is important, sir, and we have not done it in an uncontrolled manner.
So, what is the debt GDP ratio right now?
Sir, I believe it is around 90%, sir. I will recheck once. Sorry, sir, it has reduced from 90%, sir. 90% was the peak, but I will check again, sir.
Okay. In the recent time, you have seen that most of the countries, they are trying to trade in local currencies. So, do you think it will hamper the world trade in the future?
Sir, it may hamper the world trade in a short term because the dollar is indeed the most widely accepted currency and most countries have their forex reserves in dollar. But sir, in the long term, when strong rising countries like India, they start using their own currency, the acceptance will also grow and trade will happen in that currency, sir. For example, India has had with UAE, sir.
Okay, so what is now then de-dollarization?
Yes, sir. Sir, de-dollarization is the concept of moving away from dollar in world trade and for other matters and promoting own or other currencies, sir.
So, can you find any perfect substitute of dollar?
Sir, at the moment, the dollar is usually considered the most stable and popular currency. Sir, perhaps after a decade or two, the Indian rupee may be able to substitute it, sir, but Indian economy will have to rise significantly. The Chinese yuan is also a strong contender, sir.
Okay. Can you give me the example of fiat currency? Our currency is fiat currency or peg currency?
It is a fiat currency, sir.
What is the difference between peg currency and fiat currency?
Sorry, sir, the other word?
Difference between pegged and the fiat currency?
Sir, a fiat currency is a token currency where, for example, the rupee note itself does not have any intrinsic value. Rather, it represents a value, sir.
And what about peg system?
So the peg system, as I understand, the value of a currency is connected to some other asset or another currency.
Other asset means what?
Sir, for example, in the past, gold used to be an asset widely used for this, sir.
So, can India go for gold system?
Sir, in the past we had, and sir, we use gold as a minimum reserve with the RBI. But for a free market economy, I believe having only minimum intervention by RBI and allowing market to influence the rate is better, sir.
Okay. Now, one more thing. In the recent times, you have seen that growth of bilateral and regional trade agreement is very high.
Yes.
Despite we have WTO and other multilateral organizations. So, despite these institutions, why this is the case? Why countries they prefer to go for bilateral trade agreement?
Sir, one is certainly the lacunae and deficiencies of multilateral institutions like the WTO. Secondly, sir, countries are realizing that regional growth and connectivity is an important aspect, and promoting growth in a bilateral manner promotes the entire region. Thirdly, sir, better opportunities for both countries can be availed through their specific provisions in the bilateral agreement, sir.
So it means if we are making some agreement with some country, bilateral trade agreement, so can we violate the principles of WTO? Because there also we are members.
Sir, I do not believe we can, sir. I will read more about it, sir, if there are certain provisions allowing it.
Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
One thing you said that your schooling is from Delhi itself.
Yes.
But everything you have written is about Bhopal. So how means you are not lived in Bhopal?
No, sir, I only shifted to Bhopal around 2 years ago.
Okay, you shifted 2 years back. Fine. So tell me something about Bhopal. I'm not aware of the city.
Sir, Bhopal, the capital of Madhya Pradesh, is known as the city of lakes for its large lakes such as the upper lake and lower lake. So the name comes from Bhoj, from Raja Bhoj, and Tal from lake. Raja Bhoj was the most prominent leader of the Paramar dynasty, and he established Bhopal around 1100 AD. And sir, we have had a rich culture of rulers such as the Begums of Bhopal, which were 4 prominent rulers. Sir, we have many important archaeological sites such as the Tajul Masjid and the Bhojeshwar temple nearby.
And any important personality from Bhopal?
Sir, I believe the former president of India, Sir Mr. Shankar, sir, I'm forgetting the full name, extremely sorry. He was from Bhopal, sir.
Okay. So what is the most unique thing about the Bhopal lake? The upper lake of Bhopal.
Sir, it is extremely large and very clean, sir, but I'm not sure if any unique...
Is it artificial or is it natural?
It is artificial, sir.
Fine. Okay, and I was just getting that you're through. You have done electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
So tell me that a major problem that we have seen nowadays is about the loss-making discoms.
Yes.
So what as let's say you go through IAS and you are heading some department out there, what are the problems and solution you will suggest in that case, that how discoms can be made profitable, because this is a major concern in the electricity supply of a country.
Yes, sir. Sir, one major issue is that of collection efficiency, because there are many defaulters on the payments. Secondly, sir, the issue of subsidization has put a burden on the discoms who are not able to function profitably. Sir, solutions one, sir, as mentioned in the Electricity Act, is of open access, which may allow discoms to access the distribution infrastructure of other discoms also. Secondly, sir, privatization of discoms can be considered for increasing their profitability, sir.
Okay. So you were born in Jabalpur.
Yes, sir.
Fine, good. So tell me why there's always a demand in your state that why not to have a bench of High Court at Bhopal, because mostly people from Bhopal have to travel to Jabalpur, which is quite far away, for their judicial and in order to approach High Court. So is it a valid demand, or should we shift the High Court seat to Bhopal as well?
So the High Court, while it has its main bench at Jabalpur, it also has 2 benches at Indore and Gwalior, which has increased the accessibility. Certainly, sir, we can have another bench at Bhopal. Perhaps it has not been done due to logistic constraints or because the issue was not felt in this regard. Sir, Bhopal was not selected, and rather Bhopal is not being selected as the seat for the High Court because Jabalpur is also an extremely important city, sir, and the division was done during the time these decisions were made, sir.
Okay. About your, just looking at your hobbies. Fine. So you are NSS executive, but don't you think in nowadays the significance of NSS has been reduced, especially at school level and at college level?
Sir, my personal experience has not been so. I feel, sir, NSS lived up to its purpose of developing person's character and personality. And sir, not only in my own case, I saw many other volunteers who opted for NSS just because it had to be chosen, one scheme had to be chosen, but they themselves developed a passion for social service, and the contributions they made were also not insignificant. For example, in the project Vidya, many volunteers taught students, and some of the students actually performed extremely well in school, sir.
Okay, and I see you're Ayan Jain, so you come from the Jain community.
Yes.
My question to you is, generally we see that the lands of origin of religion, let's say Hinduism was, let's say originated in India, Hindus are there, and if you see Islam, it originated in Middle East. So you'll find a majority Muslim population out there. Two religions, Buddhism and Jainism, they were born in India. But what are the reasons that, the two parts of the questions. What is the reason? Number one is that though Buddhism and Jainism, they both were in India, today both are reduced to minority. On the contrary, while Buddhism was able to have its influence over from Greece to Japan and everywhere, it is a major religion, but not Jainism. So what is the reason that why, despite being the place of birth, they are being reduced to the state of minority today?
Sir, one reason is that both Buddhism and Jainism involved a high level of simplicity and discipline, which was not easily followed at that time by many people. Secondly, sir, the persecution of these two religions by other religions has also caused a dwindling in their numbers. So when it comes to Buddhism traveling to other countries, this was, sir, actively pursued by Buddhists at that time. Many people such as Padmasambhav went to Tibet and other countries, and they also had the patronage by many kings for this. Whereas, sir, Jainism being more extreme in simplicity, they did not try to expand their reach to other countries.
So you are saying extreme and simplicity at the same time. Both are contrary actually. When you are simple, you can't be extreme, and when you are extreme, you can't be simple.
Very sorry, sir. In my understanding, sir, simplicity in terms of not having any possessions, that was taken to an extreme, sir, in a very rigid manner. For example, sir, the Digambar Jains do not even wear any clothes or do not walk with slippers. So, sir, in following the principle of non-attachment, that was taken to a level which was not easy to follow, sir. Hence, many followers could not continue with Jainism, sir.
Fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ayan, your interview part is over.
Yes, sir.